All right, welcome back to WMMA now with your host Chuck Stevens, and coming at you with a special 2 fight reviews. We're going to UFC Fight Night, I versus Calvillo. First fight up in the bantamweight division, Julia Avila coming in 7-1, taking on Gina Mazany coming in 6-3. Now Mazany was coming in on something like a week or less notice to replace, who was it? Carol Rosa? Due to visa problems. Might have been more like 10 days notice. Anyway, 2 fighters come out. Gina Mazany lands a nice like 3-punch combo on Avila. Then they get into it a little bit. Mazany clinches up against Cifers, Avila. Mazany clinches up with Avila. Starts pushing Avila back. And Avila lands a nice knee to the midsection of Mazany that visibly hurts Mazany. From there, Avila starts backing her up with punches, backs her up against the cage. Mazany is kind of doubled over defending, and Avila just unloads on her with power punches. Referee intervenes, stops the fight. Just 22 seconds for your victor by technical knockout, Julia Avila. Very nice victory for Avila there. Nice, fast finish. Okay, so next up we have a flyweight fight between Mariya Agapova, 8-1, taking on Hannah Shockwave Cifers, coming in 10-5. Cifers coming in very short notice as well, like a week, and moving up a weight class. They come out, I'm not going to do full play-by-play, but I thought nice use of range by Agapova, very nice, and very nice use of reach. Something so many fighters that have an obvious height and reach advantage fail to do is utilize that reach properly, and that was a nice job of Agapova. And nice work of Cifers as well to try to clinch in order to break Agapova's rhythm. She did that twice. Big left high kick by Agapova dropped Cifers, but Cifers fought her way back to the feet. That was impressive by both of them. And then Agapova grabbed onto Cifers in the clinch, circled around, wrapped herself to Cifers' back, jumped up, got the figure 4 body lock, the body triangle, and got wrapped up the rear naked choke. They dropped to the ground and Cifers tapped out. So your winner was Mariya Agapova via submission due to rear naked choke, 2 minutes, 42 seconds of round 1. For this one, I actually have something to work on, things to work on for Mariya Agapova. She needs to stop cocking back and, telegraphing her punches. It's a huge tell. I mean, every punch, she's like bringing her arm back before forwarding, almost like a piston. She needs to just keep her arm squared and snap her punches. That's it for things to work on. Now, for fights to make, for Julia Avila, I'd like to see her fight someone in the top 15 range. I think Sijara Eubanks would be a good fight for her to break into the top 15, or if they want to push her even more, I think Macy Chiasson would be a very nice fight. I think both of those two would make for a good fight. Sijara Eubanks, she thinks she's strong and powerful. Let's show her what being strong and powerful really is, because I think Avila would just destroy her. For Mariya Agapova, she called out Shanna Dobson in her post-fight interview. I don't know what the deal is with that. She said, "Stop running from me." I'm not sure what that's about, but, they always want fighters to make call-outs in these post-fight interviews. She called someone out, I say give it to her. Now for Gina Mazany and Hannah Cifers. Well, Invicta's calling. Mazany, she's just not UFC caliber. She's just not. Granted, she came into this fight on short notice, but she got like 1 win outside at King of the Cage and then got called up short notice. She's still not UFC caliber. For Hannah Cifers, honestly, I'm just sick of watching the undersized Hannah Cifers being used to push UFC's oversized pet projects. They brought her in short notice to fight Macy Barber. Macy at strawweight. Macy Barber wasn't a freaking strawweight. She missed half of her fights at strawweight. They used her to push Angela Hill. They used her to push, who was her last fight? Mackenzie Dern, who is a big strawweight. And now they brought her in on short notice to fight Mariya Agapova. I don't know how much she's a pet project of the UFC. I know she was originally scheduled to make her debut in the UFC's first fight in Kazakhstan, so maybe they are trying to push it in that market. But I'd like to see both of those two get more fights elsewhere. Mazany, because she's just not UFC caliber. Cifers, because I just think UFC is just abusing her. So those are my thoughts on who they should fight. So a couple more notes I have on these two fights. Avila and Agapova both have some good charisma and both have star potential. Both have fan-friendly styles, primarily striking. Avila has knockout power, and Agapova is just super aggressive. Both of them are super aggressive. They both have very fan-friendly styles, and both just seem super enthusiastic about fighting. Agapova, before the fight, she was like kind of dancing to her own rhythm, and then she's like goes up to the camera after the fight and gives them the old throat slash. Both have, star potential. I would say that careful matchmaking is needed with Agapova, though. Last time she faced a decent grappler, she got out grappled and just smushed by Tracy Cortez, so they're going to want to watch who they match her up with. Also, I said this earlier, but nice job by Mariya Agapova in making a call out in a post-fight interview. You listen to certain podcasts by like former fighters like Josh Thompson's or Michael Bisping. They say, listen, that is your time to make some noise after the fight. You might want to make noise in the fight, but if you want to move up in the rankings, then that's your time to make the proper call-outs and let the UFC know who you want to fight next. Don't just say, I'll fight anybody, because that's not what the promotion wants to hear. So good job by Mariya Agapova in making that call-out. Anyway, those are my thoughts on these two fights. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, likes are always appreciated. Hey, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMA Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.